will shortly be arriving at Leeton, where this train terminates. Please ensure you take all your personal belongings with you when leaving the train. Change here for trains to Ashdean, Avonhill, Belmont Green, Millbridge, Norrington, and Victoria Docks.
The train now approaching platform 2 is the 04 Regional Service to Fleetwood, calling.
To my first of 3 jobs, Hokui Cafe, a smoothie bar. For my 8-hour shift, I have to make meals, drinks, and serve customers. Unfortunately though, it wouldn't be that easy. Yeah, this game has about 28 workers in it, making it a little difficult to find a counter someone isn't already at. Regardless, after about half an hour of searching, I am not kidding, I finally found an open register. Yes! Okay, I finally have it. Oh my god. Overjoyed to start at last, I patiently waited for my first customer to arrive. This shouldn't take long. This is taking long. Remember how I said there's 28 workers here? There's only 9 customers. That ratio seems off. But still, after waiting 1 hour, I finally managed to find someone. Oh my god, wait, is this my first real customer? I took her order, made some food, handed it over, and as a thank you, she tipped me 5 Robux. Oh my god, you take that! I got my first tip! Yeah, if someone likes your service, they can donate Robux to you. It's the best way to earn money in these games and becomes very important later in the video. But for now, I was just happy to make my first dollar. I made my first money! I actually did it! Unfortunately though, that didn't even come close to completing my goal. 150 Robux. Let me explain. This avatar is nice, but it doesn't look like me. And to make it look like myself, I'll need to get 90 Robux. And because of the 40% tax, if I want 90 Robux, people will have to pay me 150 Robux. So far, I've been paid 5. Yeah, even though they're great, tips aren't the most reliable way to earn money. And lucky for me, they weren't the only way. I'm still waiting for my next real customer to arrive, but while I wait, I found another method to get paid. Points. Earlier, my trainer told me that in-game points can be exchanged for Robux later on. I don't know the conversion rate. It could be as good as 1 point per Robux, or as bad as 100 points per Robux. But at the end of today, I'll find out. Hopefully, the amount will be worth it. To get points, you just serve food. That's it. Doesn't matter if you serve it to a person or a robot. So, I served as many robots as possible, because they're easier. Plus, rule 1 of this challenge is that I can't stop working for anything. So it was nice this could give me something productive to do to not break that rule. But donations from human customers are still the quickest way to earn money that I know of, and thankfully, I was about to encounter some. When I met human customers, I didn't just make their order. I had a chat with them. I figured getting to know them would maximize my chance to get tipped. Sometimes I asked how their day was. Sometimes I talked them through a breakup. Yeah, this person had just broken up with their boyfriend and vented to me about it for half an hour. But honestly, I didn't mind. Usually in real life, I'm a bit nervous to talk to strangers, but this is a dumb kid's game, so there's basically no anxiety. In fact, I quickly learned that my favorite part about this challenge would be talking to people. I know earning money is my #1 priority, but I want to chat during this challenge as much as possible too. Anyways, after hearing about this person's breakup, I gave them a strawberry cake pop. It was pink and matched their avatar. This will surely make them feel 100% better. Oh, also in this hour, I got called cute 2 times. That was weird. I have good news and bad news. The good news is that every single customer I talk to says they're rating me 5 stars and compliments me. The bad news is that I have not made another cent. I've been paid 5 Robux in 4 hours. If I continue at this rate, I will fail the goal horribly. Plus, my customers are just decreasing more and more as the day goes on. Why is there barely anyone here? It was then I saw something in the corner of my eye. Something strange. The amount of managers here was crazy. Like, more than I'd ever seen. I mean, it's nothing out of the ordinary to have a manager or two standing in the store. They usually like to sit and watch, looming over us peasant workers from their managerial throne. Never moving, never ordering, never working. They're basically completely useless and do nothing but fill up the game. And right now, for some reason, there were a lot of them. So many, in fact, that customers couldn't join. There wasn't enough room in the server. Well, maybe it isn't so bad. These guys look pretty wealthy. Maybe I could go over and talk to them. Let's just ask them. And all right, I am getting completely ignored. Just say no, man. You don't have to pretend I'm not there. Whatever. They may be preventing me from meeting any human customers, which is annoying, but at least I can still serve robots. I'll just take this as an opportunity to buckle down and grind some points. What? Why did you drag me away? Yeah, I guess one of the managers decided they wanted to host a game of musical chairs. And to do so, they teleported everyone away from the cafe and forced them to play. Why am I being forced here? I need to work. I was starting to get a little annoyed, but whatever. I could just reset my character and head back inside to resume my shift. This place was a ghost town, but I could still serve robots. Just had to prepare this food and it wasn't working. Can I not even do my job anymore? I can't even. They've disabled my job because they want to play musical chairs. I'm leaving the server. I can't do anything else. The management has ruined it. But it gets even worse. Remember how at the beginning of the video I had to wait half an hour before even finding an open counter to work at? Now I get the pleasure of doing that again. I am not happy, and while I search for a new counter, subscribe. But, as always, you are only allowed to subscribe if you are actually enjoying the video. I mean it. New counter. New counter. I see a new counter. No! He stole it from me. This sucks. I hate my life. Unfortunately for me, managers continue to be a problem throughout the rest of this video, to the point of me potentially getting fired later on. I'm starting to hate managers. They do nothing but sit there, clog servers, and ruin my job. There's 2 customers. Is every single manager just a useless piece of shit? Annoyed that I couldn't find a register to work at, I decided to take my 1 meal break of the day, which brings me to rules 2 and 3. Rule 2, I have to work 8 hours a day, just like a real-life job. And rule 3, I do get 1 30-minute meal break every shift. It's against state law to not allow employees a meal break, and I wouldn't want to get arrested or anything. Anyways, I came back from my meal feeling refreshed, and after mopping the floors a bit, ranked up to normal juicer. Oh, I've been promoted. 15 cents. Okay. Goodbye, stupid junior juicer rank. I make senior juices now. Alright, that's all for the good news. Bad news is managers are filling up the server again. At least I can serve robots without them breaking my job this time. Probably. Hopefully. And one thing that previous managerial incident taught me is that serving robots is actually really good. Like, way too good to ignore. Out of my total points, I'd say 90% have been from serving robots. 90%! Talking to real humans is way more fun and fulfilling, but if I plan on converting these points to money later, I need to serve more NPCs. So, I did. I still had no idea what the conversion rate was, but I was looking forward to the end of the day when I could find out. Surely it would be worth it, right? It didn't take too long before my brain started melting bad. I had to ask my robot customers to repeat their order every single time I served one, sometimes multiple times. For reference, at the beginning of today, I had no problem remembering orders with up to 4 items. Now I could hardly remember orders with 2. My mind was scattered, and the reason for that was something I didn't expect: the workflow. Doing this NPC strategy, there's no downtime. There's never a second where I'm free to look down at my phone or do something else. Plus, I've been all alone for the past 6 hours. I haven't spoken a word to anyone. I have no coworkers to chat to or anything to give my mind a break. I just memorize an order, make the order, give the order. Memorize an order, make the order, give the order. Memorize an order, make the order, give the order. I am majorly burnt out. For most of my challenge videos, I get to call with friends. In this challenge video, because of Rule 2, I had to maintain full concentration on my job. Talking to friends would only distract me. But since I'm nearing the end of my shift and not feeling great, I figured I'd invite some friends for me to show off my job to. Little did I know the insane situation this was about to cause. Okay, hold on, let me, I lied about my name being James, by the way. Blue Hawaii and
Hello?
2 extremely glazed donuts. Okay, bad news, I broke the game. Can you just pretend I gave you all you needed because it removed them from my inventory?
Yeah, thanks, bro.
Now, while watching this footage, you may have noticed my 3 friends I invited lining up behind my counter to wait for their order. In this game, having a line isn't just uncommon, it's near impossible. You saw how hard it was to get 1 human customer earlier. They're so rare that I haven't seen more than 3 in the building at a time. Why would they choose to form a line instead of just going to one of the other 20 registers? It just doesn't make sense. And apparently, I wasn't the only one who thought that, because even more people were lining up out of curiosity. Everyone wanted to know what the deal was with my register, which led to them lining up to get to the bottom of it, which in turn expanded my line, making my register an even bigger deal. The feedback loop grew larger and larger until this many people were in my line. By the way, I told my 3 friends to not donate any money to me, as that would be cheating, but I didn't tell these people anything. I'm being faced with the biggest opportunity I've had all a challenge to make some good tips. I can't waste this. So I put on the conversation act I've been practicing over the past 7 hours and started burning through customers. There's so many people. The line is like 10 people long! But still, I was having great conversations with everyone in line, and they all started to really like me. Most importantly though, they were giving me some fat tips. Don't take that out of context. I was making so much money that I couldn't count it all. A 5 Robux tip here, a 20 Robux tip there. Yes, yes, I got tipped! I was doing great. A little too great. As my line got longer, I realized I was sapping away all the customers from my fellow workers. It was so bad that they started coming to my counter to try and convince the customers to order from them instead. I'm basically doing the exact same thing I got mad at the managers for doing earlier, preventing others from getting customers. It sucks not fully capitalizing off such an amazing opportunity, but I will be 6 feet under before I start acting like a manager. So I told everyone that I was stopping cashier work for the day and encouraged them to go visit my coworkers instead of me. Don't worry though, I'm not quitting. I'm just gonna mop until they go away. Fun. That quick span where I took their orders was still hyper successful though, and those aren't even the best tips I get in this video. Anyways, I wasn't sure how many Robux I got, but it was definitely a lot. Not enough to win the challenge, but a lot. Sadly though, I wouldn't know for sure until the very end because of Rule 4. I'm not allowed to check how many Robux I've earned until the challenge is finished. Figured it would add some mystery and keep me on my toes. Last hour of the first day. After all the chaos from earlier died down, I went back to serving robots. It was still boring and managers were still clogging the server, but all of that was just a distraction from the lowered mental state I mentioned earlier. And during this moment, it was about to reach the worst it's been. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's fireworks being launched outside my house. It is very close to the 4th of July as of filming this. I would really like to go see them. I was just thinking, I was like, I heard them and I was like, dang, I want to go see those. And then I realized I can't. God, they're loud. I have 20 minutes left of my shift, and by then they'll probably be done, which I guess is sad. I feel like I may have more moments like that during this challenge where I want to go up and do something, but unlike the other challenges I've done, like the RNG game one, I can't AFK at all. I need to be constantly working. There is not a moment where I can stop working, which is why I'm working while I'm literally working while talking to you right now. It's definitely not my definition of fun. I pretty much would rather be doing anything else. This was just the start of my unhappiness. The first sign. Later in the video, it would escalate more and more. not looking forward to that. But enough rants and vibes. I just finished my first day of the challenge. Remember how I've been nonstop talking about grinding points and converting them to Roblox? Okay, yeah, you remember. It's time to finally figure out the conversion rate. How much will these points actually be worth? Alright, let me research this. So by the end of the day, I earned 250 points, not bad. That amount of points gives me 50 Robux. Wow. Okay, that's actually really good. That's a third of my goal. I didn't even optimize my workflow. If I grind harder, I could have probably made double that. Huh. If I just grind points for the other 2 jobs, I'll have more than enough to complete my goal. It'll suck. It won't be fun at all. I mean, look at what happened to me after doing it for only a couple hours. But it's indisputably the best chance I have to make the 150 Robux. Talking to real humans was my favorite part of today, but it's too inconsistent. Almost nobody tipped me until the very end. Alright, when I wake up tomorrow, I will spend the entire day speaking it to no one, interacting with no humans. I'm just gonna buckle down and exclusively try to get points, no matter how bad it might make me feel. Good night. Another day, another training. I'm moving on to my second job. Being a responsible employee, I arrived at the training 10 minutes early, and holy crap, there's so many people. The game is full. No one else can join. The server is full, and it doesn't even start for 7 minutes. 7 minutes before it starts. Glad I chose to arrive early instead of on time. Damn, these jobs are popular. Wow, we're not required to use proper grammar at the job. This job is awesome. Anyways, the training began, and I instantly noticed this job was way harder than the last one. Is the ice cream machine broken? No. I was kinda struggling, but as always, I finished first. I mean, my competition is literal children. And after about 40 more minutes of training, I finally passed. Joining the game, I started the timer for my next 8-hour shift working at Boba Cafe. I'll be making drinks that are way harder than they should be. More on that later. And, I guess not talking to customers. Just grinding for points instead. This'll be fun. As I found my way to the kitchen, I instantly noticed 4 glaring roadblocks I'd have to face. First off, the game is really hard. I'm already messing up robot orders. Not a good sign. Second off, the rules here are different. NPC customers are limited. You can't just make an order whenever you want. You have to wait until the cooldown wears off to spawn one. Third off, the game is glitchy. A drink I worked hard to make got thrown out because of a glitch with the order timer. In fact, the glitches get so bad that later they may even ruin the challenge. Fourth off, I'm stressed. I hardly have any time to complete these orders, man. But all that will be worth it when I make my money. It may be way harder to make points in this game, but surely the point to Robux ratio will be better to make up for it. I just gotta lock in and I already have a plan.
raining tacos from out of the sky. Tacos, no need to ask why. Just open your mouth and close your eyes. It's raining tacos. It's raining tacos out in the street. Tacos, all you can eat. Lettuce and shells, cheese and meat. It's raining tacos. Yum, 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 yummity yum. It's like a treat.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for mopping! Yeah, mopping the floors. This is the best strategy, I'm pretty sure. I don't know for certain, but I'll make sure to test it out after my dinner break. It's already 6:45 p.m. I should go eat dinner. I've been very hungry for 2 hours now. I don't know why I pushed it off for so long. Roblox 9 to 5 got me tweaking. Upon returning from dinner, 2 notable things happened. 1, I found out that mopping is really good. I tested it out a little. It's even better than I thought it would be. Guess we'll have to keep track of my points and see how much it impacts them later. This could wind up being a crazy Robux hack when I convert my points to money. 2, I got the saddest order I've ever received. An empty cup with 3 shots of espresso. No ice, no sugar. I don't know who ordered this, but you're too young to be that depressed. My dinner overlapped quite a bit with this hour, so I hardly got any points, but now it's time to really test how good mopping is. Okay, it's definitely great, but I can optimize it more. I have to memorize every single spot a spill can appear and check every single one constantly without any breaks. I must always be scanning the area frantically. This might make me, unhappy. But remember, it'll all be worth it for the points I'm grinding. It'll all be worth it. Get to mopping, boy! That's me. I'm the mopping boy. People are starting to realize how much I'm mopping. Because I'm the only guy who knows how to mop in this game, I bet. I'm sure no one else has thought through the mopping meta like I have, and is metagaming the mop system in this game. But that random citizen had a point. I have been the mop boy for about an hour now, and to tell you how important that job was, I bring to you a true story that ends with the whole challenge being changed. The story of Mop Boy. Mop Boy, who is definitely not just me, started off like anyone else. Passionless, confused. He didn't know what he wanted to do. His life was meaningless. Until one day, when he saw something horrible. A terrifying spilled drink had caused an innocent and probably 5 years old player to slip, injuring them so much that they could hardly stand up. Again, to slip on the same spill 2 more times in a row. This broke Mop Boy's heart. To see the pain of this very IQ-starved individual. He had to make this right. He had to protect people. So, he did. Mop Boy began mopping up spills all across the cafe, saving stupid 5-year-olds everywhere from slipping like morons. A fire inside Mop Boy's heart was lit. He had a purpose. He was happy. But then, disaster. He was headed to clean up a spill just like he always did, but this time, something was off. The second he pulled out his mop, the game, the world glitched. The spill couldn't be cleaned. There was nothing Mop Boy could do. It was then he heard the voice of his senile old grandpa echoing in his head. On July 6th, 2024, at exactly 11:46 p.m., you will fail. Mop Boy never did know what his peepaw meant telling him that every day. Until now. No, this can't be the end. He has to find a new server. He hates these spills. He must defeat them. So he tried, joining cafe after cafe, each more glitchy than the last. Sometimes spills would be permanently out of reach. Sometimes they wouldn't exist at all. These spills Mop Boy hated so much, he found himself missing them. He missed the good times they had. The spills had fun giving random people horrible concussions, and he had fun mopping them up. Perhaps this whole time, the spills, his greatest enemy, were actually his lover. No, that's stupid. I'm sorry, my brain is so melted from mopping. Just pretend I said friend. Lover was stupid. Are you pretending? Alright, back to the story. He had to find a way to reconnect with his enemy. His friend. His spills. But he's checked every single cafe. They're all glitched. He can't. But what's that he sees? Since his search began, it looks like a new cafe was made. Sprinting to the new cafe, he busted through the doors with the strength of an angry gorilla and saw nothing. Just like the games before it, there was nothing here. It was over. With the sadness of a sad gorilla, he turned away and began to walk out. Until he smelled something. A smelly smell. A smell he recognized. The heavily contaminated rotten egg water of the cafe. Was there? No. There couldn't be, but there was a spill, and not just 1, 2, and not just 2, 3, and not just 3, 4, and not just 4. Oh, okay, it was 4. Sorry, 4 spills. 4 spills! That was more than he'd ever seen. This wasn't just a cafe, it was mop heaven. Mop Boy did it, and this time he would never take the spills for granted again. They gave him a purpose, and he now knew just how important that was. Anyways, long story short, mopping sucks. It's literally the same thing over and over constantly. There's no gameplay. You don't even get to slide the bar like you did for the ice. It's just look for spill, hold E, wait to clean, look for spill, hold E, wait to clean. This is even worse than NPC grinding from day one. Way worse. Plus, there was a point to that story to show you how glitchy this game is. Mopping only works in 1 out of the 6 servers this game has. And there's no guarantee it'll continue to work here. It might glitch again, but I'm stuck having to do it. It's objectively the best way possible to get points. I used to earn about 20 points an hour. I'm now earning triple that at 60 points an hour. I'm forcing myself to do this. I have to. But because of that, this stretch of the challenge was about to be the worst I've experienced so far. For the first time in the entire 14 hours I've worked, there's an employee shortage. We went from having 28 workers at a time to not having a single one capable of making a drink. That means good old Mop Boy has to work double to account for that. Mopping floors as per usual, but also filling as many orders as he can. It's a lot. And as always, he can't take breaks. Also, yes, I'm embracing the persona. I am Mop Boy now. We are the same. It's a good thing that I've memorized all the spill spots and have gotten incredibly fast at making orders. I can do both. I can do this. Just gotta lock in. Lock in. I'll be honest, because of all this extra work, I'm feeling worse than ever. It's too much for me to do by myself. As I keep going, it's only getting more monotonous and more upsetting. My mind is all over the place. I'm getting annoyed at almost every new thing I encounter. Oh my god. I lost, like, the biggest order I've ever had to do because of a glitch. This game is so glitchy. That's one problem with this damn boba game compared to the others. I've had to rejoin servers like 40 times because of glitches. This game is held together with duct tape and spit. God, we are very backed up. Oh my gosh. Yeah, on top of the glitches, the work shortage was getting even worse. I wasn't exaggerating when I said I was the only one making orders. I literally am the only barista in the game. Guess Mop Boy is busy in the kitchen right now. Another glitch. There's a lot of glitches that ruin the orders that I do and really slow down my point progression. This game is so glitchy. It is so glitchy. Oh my gosh. The glitches are really starting to annoy me really bad. Oh, and speaking of, another glitch. Now I can't take an order. 7 hours of pure grind. No talking to anyone in real life. No talking to anyone in the game. Throwing away the only fun part of this challenge. For points. For money. After 7 hours of bending, I was finally about to break. I'm getting really tired. My brain is not enjoying this right now. I have been hardcore grinding. Hardcore working. I have not had like a single message break in the past 2 hours. That is the hard part about this challenge, especially now, is that I can't do anything. The 50 hours at RNG games, I could do stuff. I could look at my phone, etc. Roblox for 24 hours, I was just playing games the whole time. It's Roblox, it's fun. This is not fun. I just have to sit at my computer all day and stare at a screen, and that makes my body less happy than if I was moving around probably. And so I am not enjoying myself that much right now, but that's fine. I'm doing what I have to complete my goal. If it means winning the challenge and making a good video, I'm obviously fine with a little monotony. Okay, a lot of monotony. But it'll all be worth it. In only 1 hour, I get to finally convert these stupid points to Robux. 1 hour. Only 1 more hour. I spent hour 16 mopping, taking a few orders, mopping some more, taking a few more orders. At the beginning of today, I said my goal for this shift would be to grind 250 points. I was cutting it pretty close, but pretty sure I was gonna make it. Had I known how draining it would be to spend 8 hours talking to no one and doing nothing but constantly mopping, maybe I would have spent today talking to human customers instead. But it's too late for that. I'm at the end of my shift, and I just have to grind a few more points before reaching my goal. At the very least, this point to Robux conversion rate should be good. The points here are way harder to get than they were in Hokui, so surely they'll be worth more. I've been keeping it a mystery what the conversion rate is for the sake of the video to make it more fun, so I'm really hoping the rate is good because I don't know. Oh, I'm done. 16 hours. I'm officially off work today. All right. I got 253 points. I am level 15. And now it is time to see what I've purposely left a bit of a mystery. It's time to see the conversion rate. These points were very, 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 very hard to get. So I hope that it is more than 5 points for 1 Robux. But there was only one way to find out. After waiting for 8 hours, the pain of today was finally about to be worth it. Finally. There was just one problem. Scrolling through the server, I couldn't find the channel that gives instructions to convert your points. Am I missing something? Is there a way to transfer your points to Robux? Do you like your Roblox job? Also, no. Wait, really? Yeah. I played another game and it let me do it. Do they not have that for this one? I don't think they do. Okay, that's just a random guy. He's probably wrong. I'm sure it's here. I just have to keep searching. Oh my god. I kept looking and kept looking and kept looking. Nothing. I worked 8 hours to earn money. I grinded, purposefully avoiding any fun so that I could earn money. I didn't talk to anyone all day so that I could earn money. From my entire day-long shift, I earned nothing. Dude. Hokui had a way to exchange your points for Robux. This game does not. The only way to make money in this game is through tips. Because I have been prioritizing points, I have not been talking to real people, I have not made a single tip today. I have 253 points. I worked so hard. Oh my god. I worked so hard. I literally wanted, I was literally forcing myself to grind so I could get points. I was preparing myself for maybe the points not being worth too much Robux. I didn't think that they wouldn't be worth any. I thought that it would at least let me convert, because why would they have points if they didn't? I was purposefully not checking to sort of leave it ambiguous for the video, like, oh, how many Robux are these points gonna be worth? But they just don't. They just don't let you trade points for Robux. They don't let you do that. And so I've wasted the past 8 hours of my life for nothing. No pay, just wasted time in this. I'm gonna stop the recording. See you tomorrow. Yesterday was a complete waste. I am a full day behind on progress and I only have 1 shift left. Today has to be incredible. I have to really make money or else... Let's just get this training over with. Hopping into the 3rd and final jobs training, I'll tell you what it is in a second, the game quickly filled up to the brim yet again. The first thing I did was ask a manager if points could be converted to Robux. She said no. For the remainder of the challenge, I will have to solely rely on donations and people's kindness. While I trained, I started having second thoughts. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, man. I'm still upset from yesterday. I have no consistent source of income, no plans, and I could literally be fired for anything. These jobs can fire you if you use improper grammar. I better not mix up my colons and semicolons or else this whole video is down the drain. You'll want to remember this, by the way. It will become an issue later. I don't know, man. After last night, I feel like I can't win this. I'm scared this whole video and 3 days of my life will be a complete waste. I don't want to put in effort and then have it be for nothing, like yesterday. I can't have another repeat of yesterday, but there's no good way to make money anymore. I guess I just have to talk to people. No more monotonous work, no more grinding robots. I just have to serve people and pray they might like me enough to tip. If I'm good enough, there's still a chance I can win this. Anyways, I finished up my training as per usual, passing with flying colors, and joined my new job. The most popular job I could find on Roblox, Kohao Hibachi Restaurant. I'll be working as a hibachi chef, putting on a show for my customers as I take their orders and cook their food in front of them. Started my timer and officially began the shift. First customer. Let's see how this game is different from the others. I started by asking him where he'd want to sit. He said upstairs. I led him there and sat him down in front of my grill. Much like the first job, in this one, you actually get to cook for the person you're serving, not some random customer like the second job. This is a massive benefit. There's so much time to talk to customers while making their food. More than enough time to make them like me and hopefully get them to tip me. Oh, and also it's fun, I think. I thought it was fun on the first day, but it's been a while, so I'm not sure if it'll still be. Plus, this guy is kinda making made me nervous. I ask him how his day was. He says, good. I say, that's great to hear, man. This is actually my first order ever. He says, nothing. Silence. He orders the dongo. I ask him if he's ever had it in real life. He says no. I hand him his dongo. He says TY. I say it's yummy, pretty sticky, and then I highly recommend giving it a shot. He says okay. End of conversation. And then he tipped me 25 Robux, let's go! Just like day one, I got tipped by my first customer. I can't believe it. Dude, he tipped me Robux, my first ever order. Especially coming from that guy. I guess he was just socially awkward. And for the first time in the past day and a half, I had fun. That was fun and funny, mainly funny, but also fun. Serving and talking to people, having conversations, my favorite parts of the challenge. I assumed they were detriments, that if I focused on them instead of grinding, it would hurt my income. But this first customer gave me hope that I may not need to do boring ass work to earn money. I can chat, have fun, and make tips. That is, if I don't get fired first. Yeah, I may or may not be getting fired.
Give me them cookies back! Here's Granny! Aye! Where are my glasses? Here's Granny! I lost my glasses! Aye! Where are my glasses? Oh! Give me them cookies back! I lost my glasses! Aye! Where are my glasses? Oh!